Look, I love my job. I absolutely love my job. I love that I get to pay my bills by taking pictures all day, and it's been 10 plus years of doing that. But that doesn't mean that working with people is always rainbows and butterflies and fat wads of cash. So in this video, I want to go over some of the biggest red flags that I've noticed in clients over my 10, 12-year career, and maybe help you guys save a couple headaches along the way. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Sergio and I'm a commercial photographer here in Victoria, BC, and I've shot with a whole lot of different businesses, clients, people, events. I've shot with a whole lot of different people. There's a bunch of different types of people that have paid me throughout the years. There we go. There are some similarities amongst some of the situations that come up. They're less than ideal. And there are some overlap between the different ones. And I think one of the ones that stands out to me is a client that loves to tell you about how much more work they're gonna get you after this shoot. If you're doing a interview with a client, or you're trying to do some negotiation with a client, and all they do is talk about how many friends they have or how many other things that they're gonna be able to push your way after your shoot, and how excited and how much of a big deal it's gonna be for you because you get to shoot with them. Big red flag. Big like, Can we just focus on the shoot at hand until we move on to what your friend's friend might book me for in 6 months from now? Let's just do this one-on-one right now, and then we can worry about the rest. Over-enthusiasm is masking that they don't want to talk about money. A lot of the times, clients that are in this kind of boat that just love to talk and talk and talk, they're going to avoid talking about money until you bring it up, or until the very end, or until they, now I have to actually pay for my ideas and I have to actually put my money where my mouth is. Oh, never mind, let me just put cold feet, and then you're gonna see them completely drop out of your emails, or just, leave the conversation. Or say like, yeah, okay, we'll talk soon, and then never call you again. A lot of the times, those clients that love to tell you about every big idea that they have, and how much they wanna do this, and how they wanna impress these people, and how much they've been thinking about doing this for so long, those people probably won't even book with you to begin with. They're just gonna be a big waste of time more often than not. Now, does that mean as soon as a client starts talking to you about how excited they are that you have to turn them down because you're like, oh no, you're a red flag? You just have to be a little bit more careful and understanding that, okay, you're exhibiting behaviors of the type of client that doesn't actually usually book with me. So let me not get too excited about this shoot because I don't think you're actually gonna follow through. I think that's just a little mind shift that you have to make for yourself, and not really worry that every shoot that you think might have lined up is not actually going to line up. That's part of this gig, part of this business. People, you're dealing with people's impulsivity, people's desire for something right here, right now, and then when it comes to like, oh yeah, you actually owe me $1,000, it's like, never mind, I'm sorry, carry on. So just be a little bit mindful of those types of clients. Now these next clients, it's a little bit more specific to portrait clients, but I cannot stand when I show up on set or when I meet someone and they're instantly trashing some other photographer or some other model that they've worked with before, or someone else that they've talked about or they're thinking about working with, but so-and-so was blah, blah, blah. Now that's the biggest red flag, because they're gonna be doing the same thing to you or about you. And it's not even about how good or bad of a photographer you are. That's just the type of person that they are. And they're gonna be the catty, chatty person about whatever it is that they feel like that morning. It has nothing to do with how good or bad you are, but you're going to be put into this storm of trash talk because that's how this person operates their life. And if you want to be a part of that, all right, cool, fine. And if you think like, oh no, I have nothing to worry about, I have nothing to hide, but like, that doesn't mean that what these people are mad about is rational. That doesn't mean that they're being logical with what they think you did poorly. It just means that they feel like you did something poorly, even though you're doing the same thing to everyone else. And you're like, what's going on here? So don't take it out on yourself. Again, that's just a red flag that I've noticed in a lot of different clients. It's not always portrait clients. It has happened with commercial businesses as well. But it's something that I've noticed that, like, when you trash talk people, as soon as you meet me, that means you're that type of person. It's one thing if we're best friends and we've been chilling for 10 years and it's late one night and you're like, hey, so-and-so, he kind of bugs me. But if you're a business owner that I've never met and you're like, oh, we hired this other photographer and he said all of these things and then I got none of these things and then blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, ooh, okay, well, you're gonna feel the same way about what I give you no matter what I give you. So let's just cut these ties before we get too deep. Oh, just do whatever you want, man. I love your style. That's another red flag. Creativity stems from limitations. I've said this before, but if you go to a tattoo artist and you tell them, do whatever you want, man, they don't like that, and then you're gonna look down at your thing and you'll be like, I don't like that either. When you're dealing with creativity, you need to create a little bit of a boundary. And that comes either from your point of view or from the client's point of view. But if the client is telling you, oh, do whatever you want, what they think you want is not what you want. You're not gonna make them happy. They think they will be happy, but they're not gonna be happy. Try to pull out some more detail out of what they actually want. Because, oh, you like my style? What about my style do you like? Because what you see out of my style is not what I see out of my style. You need to be able to understand what it is that they want from you, even though they think they want everything or anything, because they're like, oh yeah, you're totally good, you're the best. They're like, just do your thing. It hurts. It's very tough as a photographer to go into a situation with no bumpers. It sounds like it would be easier, it sounds like it would be more logical, but it's actually not. It's a lot tougher to create when there is no limitations on what you can create. So try to find those clients that are able to at least give you a little bit of a direction. They let you do your thing, that's amazing, that's a wonderful brief, but also within the constraints of a certain story that they're trying to get you to say. This next one's a bit of a yellow flag, not so much a red flag for me, but a yellow flag is someone who insists on using every single method of communication to talk to you. It's one thing to have a one-on-one meeting with someone and you're gonna have, some notes and you're gonna write some things down, and that's okay. But someone who goes from phone call to email to their personal email to like Instagram DMs, and then you have to go back and look at the details of what you did and what you were supposed to do and what the shoot cost was and what the address is, and like, oh wait, which one's your email address you want me to use for the business account, or which one's the payment one? There's just so much more like back and forth that happens, and yeah, it's a silly problem to have, but if you have 50 different clients that are doing this, it gets annoying. If you can try to streamline your conversations with every client into maybe one single email thread from opening to delivering, or a single interaction with these people and then some notes, and then you can put it in like a notes app online or something, sure. You want to try to be able to limit it as much as possible, because it's just going to be so much more of a hassle to try to deal with these things that are coming in on different platforms. Sometimes it's very easy to on email to just do Command F and search for a certain word and have something come up when you need to look for it when it's 6 months ago. But if you're talking to this person on DMs, on Twitter, on XYZ app, then it makes it a lot tougher to find what it is that you're trying to find. So just stay a little bit more organized, keep it all into one email file or email chain as much as you can. And if they start sending you DMs, just be like, hey, do you mind if we just bring this back to the email chain, and you can copy paste what it was sent and do it as a reply so that it's not lost. But that way it just helps you be a little bit more organized, and it's not a red flag, it's not something that's gonna make me not work with someone, but it is kind of annoying when it comes up. Again, with portrait clients, it's something that I've noticed online digital age, everyone's got phones, everyone's taking pictures and selfies and self-shots and stuff like that. There are some people that are very, very experienced at taking their own photo and are very inexperienced at getting their photo taken. So they will micromanage the hell out of you. And there needs to be a little bit of a collaboration between two people. But sometimes these clients are so gung-ho on knowing what angle they want to be shot at and what looks the best, and you gotta, no, a little bit higher, no, you can't shoot from there, no, you gotta come up, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Those types of clients will never be happy with their pictures, period. Even if you edit them, you retouch them, you make them 40 pounds heavier or 40 pounds lighter, you give them bigger biceps and more abs and whatever it is, they won't be happy, because those people are so used to seeing this flawed image of themselves, or this very curated image of themselves, that as soon as they are vulnerable or begin to be vulnerable enough to be seen by others or by you as a photographer, it's not going to mesh, and it's going to create nothing but headaches in post-processing or in the future, because these people are going to be like, oh, this guy sucks, this guy was not even a good photographer, I wasn't able to get blah, 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 blah. It's actually, no, it's kind of like a collaboration, and you didn't let me be a photographer. You just gave me a camera and told me to be a tripod. So I think you need to be a little bit more worryful when you see a client who's very micromanaging like that, or a portrait client that really wants you to only shoot them from that specific look or that specific angle. Just be a little bit more mindful, be careful with those kinds of clients, or understand that those clients exist, and then just like smile and be like, okay, all right, I'll do my best to just keep you from being unhappy. But yeah, it's dangerous to work with these kinds of clients, because then it's word of mouth. We're in a business of relationships, and if they're not happy with your images, even though they're actually just not happy with themselves, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell other people, and then those people are less likely to book or work with you as well. So that's kind of why I look out for these red flags, because it's not just about the shoot itself and making it a little bit harder for yourself, but it's also the repercussions that's going to happen after the fact, and how you might end up making less money in the future or not booking other clients in the future because of these repercussions of these people that were unpleasable to begin with, that are now taking it out on you as an artist, even though you did the same with them as you would with anyone else. So sometimes it pays to be a little bit more careful with who you take on as a client. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Maybe leave a like on your way out and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in a couple days. Later.